Hello, welcome all. On our today's session, we will try to see issues of an operating system. On this one, we will try to see these outlines. These outlines. The first one, we will try to see some issues of an operating system with mission. After that, we will try to see the functions of operating systems. What are the functions that an operating system will provide for us? And in the same way, we'll try to see the general issues related with 32 bits operating system versus 64 bits operating system. In the same way, we'll try to see single tasking operating system versus multitasking operating systems. And in the same way, we'll try to see desktop versus mobile operating systems, which kind of an operating systems are either for desktop machines like any desktop machine and laptops or personal computers, and in the same manner, what type of operating systems are used for the mobile, just handheld machines like that of mobile phones. Then in the other issue, we'll try to see an operating systems which are free and not free, open source operating systems and not open, not free operating systems. Then finally, we'll try to finalize our session. Then you can see this one. We have as we know, we have a good understanding on the operating systems, the operating system of mission, but already we know that when we are dealing with machines, when we interact with machines, we have to know that the role of the operating system of that machine was very important. Simple as this. Without having the operating system, we will never interact with the machine in general. We will never perform many kinds of activities using that machine, because how we can interact with it. So operating system is the most fundamental program that we need to install on the machine. We need to install on the machine. On this one, what is operating system? Or that we know, an operating system manages all other applications and programs in the computer, and it is loaded into the computer by boot programs, and in general, operating system is a software that acts as an interface between the end user and the computer hardwares. Then on this one, an operating system used to interact with the machine, as simple as this one. Without having the operating system of the machine, we will never interact with the machine in total. So when we have an interest to interact with the machine, first and foremost, we have to install an operating system. Then using that operating system, we can interact with the machine easily. We can run any application programs and other activities based on our interest. So a machine must have an operating system. So an operating system used to interact with the machine, to manage the hardware, the machine's resource, to manage the programs, the application programs that we run on the machine. All these issues are the roles of this operating system. Then this is an example of, or a sample of, system software. System software, already we know that we have the class of programs, system programs and application programs. Among the system programs, an operating system was classified on it. that is the program that is classified on system programs or known as the system programs. Whereas the application programs like Excel, Microsoft Word, or database management systems are examples of an application programs which are used to perform specific activities. That's why we will call them application softwares, application programs. Then this one. Then the other issue, already obviously we know that computers have such kind of components, or when you say computer system, always there is the user, there is the hardwares. The hardwares are very important, the users are very important, they must be there. The machine must have an application programs. In the same manner, the machine must have an operating system. Then this operating system will try to interact the user with the machine. Then when any user needs to interact with the machine, that needs the role of the operating system. The operating system is very important. Then we can users will use to perform a number of tasks using an application programs, but to manage these application programs, the role of the operating system is very important. Then managing all of the activities of the application programs, tasks, the jobs, was the role of the operating system. Then on this one, we have the users must be there, they must use their application programs to perform specific tasks. For example, recurring a database or a data on a database. Then on this one, they will use any database softwares like MySQL or database management system, any database management programs. And these are examples of an application programs, and to properly manage that, the operating system will do that. We will manage the all aspects of these application programs. And on this one, the hardware must be there. In general, an operating system have a number of functions. Among these functions, already you know that. Process management, to manage the process that exists on the machine, or that will run on the machines. In regarding with memory management, to manage the memory aspects or the memories of the machine in total, and device management in relation with managing all of the devices that we will connect or disconnect from the machine. Any peripheral devices or any internal devices, and managing for that was already the functions of the operating system, or the roles of the operating system. With file management, as we know that we may store a number of data in a form of files. Then we are needing to manipulate it, starting from creating that file up to managing and using that file. All this also was responsibility of the operating system. Then in general, file management is the other issue, the other functionalities of an operating system. The other issues in terms of security sides, perspectives. As we know, we may store our assets on the machine. On this one, to handle the security of the asset that we have, we will use the role of an operating system. Then we can make it secure using the role of our OS of the machine. This one we can access it, or the operating system leads us or makes us to access that data by login, to protect against an intrusion, to protect our resources, our assets, our data against that of a malicious accesses. All these issues of the security aspects of our assets, our data files, our documents in general, which stored on the machines, are the roles of security security roles of the operating systems. The other issue which deals with error detection, that our machines operating system used to detect the errors whenever our machines have, in case of malicious error or any kind of threats, it will try to detect that. Then these are the other functionalities which was provided from our machine's operating system. The other issues regarding to job scheduling, process scheduling, to schedule a number of processes that we can run on the machine. These are also the functions of an operating system. The other issues in general you can see on this one. As we have seen before, an operating system have a number of functionalities. Among that, here are the fundamental ones to give you a kind of hints to manage the processors which runs on the machine, memory management, error detection, security, and file management are the most important ones. The other issues with we may have a single tasking operating system versus multitasking. A single tasking operating systems are an operating systems that allows only one program to run at a time. Whereas multitasking operating systems are an operating systems that allows multiple programs to run simultaneously. Then these operating system types are named as as the name indicates, multitasking operating systems. We may have a desktop operating system or mobile operating systems. Like desktop operating systems are an operating systems that we can use on desktop and laptop computers, like that of Windows. Mac operating systems are designed for the use on the desktop and the laptop computers, while mobile operating systems are an operating systems that we can use on mobile devices, like that of the iOS operating system, and Android operating systems are designed for the use on smartphones and tablets in general, on mobile phones. The other issues we may have on open source versus not free operating systems. Then free operating system versus not free operating systems. On this one we have a number of free operating systems which are developed by a community developers, and they will be delivered to a community with free, without any cost. Whereas the other issues are an operating systems that are needs to be purchased. This one. The other issues we have this one, 32 operating system. Already you know that 32 operating system can store and manage less data than 64 bits, whereas 64 bits is used to store a larger data than of the 32 bits operating system, and its performance is 32 bits operating system is performance is less than of the 64 bits operating system. You can see a number of issues in relation with both of these operating systems in general. You can see the stats on this one. Already we have a number of issues in relation with these ones, a number of operating systems. In the same manner, you can see the rates of market shares on each of the operating systems right now. When we are selecting, we have to consider these issues. This one, the cost, compatibility, whether it is compatible with our machine or not, is of usually we will call it user friendly, is the other issues that we have to consider during selecting an operating system. Among the others, the security aspects of the machine. You can see this one, which operating system is secure and which is not secure, is the other parameters that we need to understand. Or you can see a number of